Hello there, and welcome to Teabagging with Diane. I am Diane, and I started this channel to review teas and a lot of things that I like. And I decided to start this channel because it was recently my birthday, and I thought I would start a hobby like this channel to talk about things that I enjoy and like and share them with other people that maybe like the same things. So I enjoy a good tea in the morning and in the evening. I don't usually have one midday, but I will be talking about the different teas that I collect and I get. And full disclosure, I know nothing about teas really. I don't really know how to cook the water a certain way or heat it properly. I don't know the correct temperatures. I don't drink tea out of teacups all the time. And so if you are looking for a channel that is really serious about teas, this is probably not your channel. I sometimes leave the tea bag in the entire time that I drink the cup. I know that there's instructions on teas, but I just don't follow them. I don't really follow any instructions in a lot of things. But so I'll be reviewing teas and other things that I enjoy, and to share a little bit about me before we jump into teabagging. I enjoy collecting old things. I go to estate sales pretty often. I try to go and get myself something that I like or that I see. I like old things. So I collect a lot of just knickknacks, and I like old books. As you can see, I have some old books here. I have loads of old books, antique books. I like the smell of them. I also enjoy old furniture. As you can see, the chair that I'm sitting on. And I like projects. Now, I am the type of person that will start projects and then take a really long time to complete them. And so my house is kind of filled with undone projects, similar to this dresser behind me. It's been sitting in my dining room for a while now. No drawers. The drawers are inside my garage because I haven't finished painting them or sanding them. But I do enjoy like projects and making things and restoring furniture and old things, as well as just keeping old things from people that have died. To get things started, teabagging with Diane, we should probably start teabagging. So this tea, it's morning time here, and this tea is a Yogi tea, and it's called Sweet Tangerine Positive Energy, and that it supports elevated mood and energy levels, as you can see there. Yeah, and it says it has caffeine, which is why I'm drinking it in the morning. And in the back, on the back, it says, get the most out of every cup. So it says, bring water to a boil and steep 5 minutes. And then for a stronger tea, use 2 tea bags and drink 3 to 4 cups daily. So I'm not going to follow like any of these instructions. I drink this tea regularly, and without even following the instructions, I still enjoy it. Now, sometimes I do 2 tea bags because I'll put it in a big mug. But for this morning, I am only going to do 1. And it contains about 70 milligrams of caffeine, as compared to approximately 90 milligrams in an 8 ounce of coffee. I don't know why they're comparing the caffeine content to coffee. I guess they assume that people are drinking coffee more often or drinking tea instead of coffee. I do both. But so anyway, let's open it up. Now, every time I open these, I gotta be careful because I always tend to rip the tea bag, and then I don't know until it's actually already in my cup, and then they're floating everywhere, and then it gets stuck to my teeth and my lips and stuff. But all right, so when you first pull it out, it smells really nice. It smells like tangerine, very citrusy. And it's packaged like this. And so I didn't rip it this time, which is nice. And so we're gonna get started. So I brought a mug from my mom, actually. It was a birthday present. So, yeah, and then I got my kettle here, and I'm just gonna pour it in there. Now, to be completely honest, I was reworking this video and, you know, just trying to get the right lighting and all of that. And so it's still warm, but it's not like super hot, which is fine because, to be honest, usually when it's super hot, I let it cool down for a bit and then walk away to do like laundry or something and forget it. And then I have to reheat it up in the microwave, which I'm sure every, you know, tea connoisseur is like, you're doing it wrong, you're the wrong way, da-da-da. That's fine. I do it my way. And so, like I said, if you're expecting a tea review channel that follows it by the book, I am nerdy about some things, but not super nerdy about that because I prefer my happiness in my life than kind of living by the instructions off of a tea bag. So, yep, so I'm just tea bagging and just, you know, in and out, just to get the flavor in. But like I said, I never really, you know, twist it on a spoon and press it out, everything that you're supposed to do. I usually just let it sit in here. And I don't wait 5 minutes. I just go for it. So this review might be inaccurate for you, depending on how you do your tea. So let's see. So let me smell it. Yeah, smells very tangerine-y and nice. Take a sip. It's good. It's good. Even just, you know, it's been less than a minute and it's sitting in there and nothing else added, just water. And it's good. It's like a nice warm cup of water with hints of sweet tangerine. And it says, you know, positive energy. And I gotta say, I'm feeling, it makes me feel a bit positive. It's good. There's like this after like taste. It's hard to describe. It's like this, like a dry bitterness in the back of my throat. And, you know, which is fine. A lot of tea does that. But this is, I think, because it's citrusy, it just gives almost like a coating of that flavor. But I like it. I feel like it's like coating my mouth so that if I was like talking, I have like a clean mouth. So, all right. So that's the tea. There's probably nothing else to say about it except it's good. I like it. I like it in the mornings, and it does what it says on the tea bag, where it just gives you, you know, positive energy and a taste of sweet tangerine. Oh, it also says it supports elevated moods and energy levels. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy drinking it because of the taste. But we'll see about my mood later. So things I enjoy, I said estate sales and projects, books. I also enjoy a good non-alcoholic beer. I don't drink alcohol anymore. I used to, but I don't anymore. If I was still drinking, Teabagging with Diane would have been a very different show. But so the beer that I have been drinking is this non-alcoholic Lagunitas Brewing Company IPNA for the non-alcoholic. It's cute. It's got a little dog, and it's by the Lagunitas Brewing Company. It says it's a full-flavored, hop-forward, and it is. And so non-alcoholic beers, I noticed there's like two kinds. And again, I'm not like a beer snob either, but I just go off of like what I read. And, you know, it says it contains less than 0.5% alcohol per volume. And there are some out there, like the Heineken ones that are like 0.0. I don't really know the difference. I mean, I drink a good amount of non-alcoholic beer throughout my day with tea. And, you know, even though it has less than 0.05% alcohol, you have to drink like, I think 40 of them to feel any buzz. And, so that's not happening. So, you know, well, I've never tried that. So, so it says it's a pure non-alcoholic satisfaction, a brewer-led labor of love, utilizing all of our hops, chops, and over a year of R&D. I don't know what R&D is. If I was to guess, chops and over a year of R&D, I don't know what that means. Massively dry hopped and delicious, like a clean, zesty bunch of hops smacking you in the face. Yes, in a good way. I don't really feel like I'm being smacked in the face when I drink it. Actually, now after reading that and taking a sip, I can see what they mean. It's definitely hoppy. It's not like watered down beer. It's definitely hoppy, but I wouldn't say smacking me in the face. But with my positive energy and smacks in the face, you know, it levels out my day. So yes, so that is a non-alcoholic beer that I do enjoy. And since it was my birthday, and that's why I'm starting this channel, just to kind of talk about the things that I like. Usually I enjoy talking about my estate sale finds or projects that I'm doing, or little knickknacks or old books that I found. So that's what I think I would normally talk about on this channel. But since it was my birthday, I did get some birthday gifts from my family, so I figured we would review them. So speaking of this mug, as you can see, there is a lion on there, and it says, "To my daughter." Sorry, it's probably backwards, but so my mom, she lives on the other side of the country, and she sends me mugs on my birthday almost every year. And so I'm just going to read this mug. So this one, it is, "To my daughter, I want you to believe deep in your heart that you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and loved more than you know." And then underneath the lion, it says, "When life tries to knock you down, this old lion will always have your back. I can't promise to be here for the rest of your life, but I can promise to love you for the rest of mine. Love, Dad." So this was an interesting gift because, what I read from it, it's from my mom. So I don't know if she actually read what was on the mug before she sent it, but I found that quite funny, and that it's meant to be from a father. Also, I thought it was interesting that, this lion portrayed on this mug is for when life tries to knock me down, that this old lion will always have your back. I don't really know if, because it is meant to be from a father, if they literally mean like the lion on my mug is going to have my back, because that would be odd and really, a very easy way to go through life if you just had to have lions on mugs to have your back. Or if they meant like metaphorically, like the dad is the old lion that would have their back. But then it says, "I can't promise to be here the rest of your life, but I can promise to love you for the rest of mine." Now that's a bit bleak, especially if they're referring to like the old lion being the father, saying, I can't promise to be here the rest of your life. But, you know, when life tries to knock you down, this old lion will have your back. I'm not really sure. So I'm leaning more that it's meaning quite literally that the old lion on the mug will have my back when life tries to knock me down, and not metaphorically, because it gets pretty morbid saying, I can't promise to be here for the rest of your life, but I can promise to love you for the rest of mine. You know, that's nice and sweet, but it, you know, I feel like this mug is saying a lot. And to go back, it says, I want you to believe deep in your heart that you're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. I feel like this mug is somewhat assuming of that I have a really low self-esteem, and I can see why giving a mug like this to someone maybe with low self-esteem would make them feel good, because they have a lion on a mug that will have your back if life tries to knock them down. Love, Dad. Anyway, that's from my mom. Yeah, so thank you, Mom, for the mug. And then another gift that I got was from my husband, and it is some chocolate. You can see, now this is very fancy chocolate. He told me, he got me 3 different kinds, and the one that I'm trying today, it's already opened because I was snacking on it last night, but it is, you know, it is a dark chocolate called Chew-Wow. Now, when I first read the label, you can see it says Chew-Wow. When I first read the label, I gotta be honest, I don't read very well. I thought it said Chew-Ao, but then I found out when reading the back that it's actually Chew-Wow. So, and they have writing on the back, like, about the experience. They're calling their chocolate an experience. So, and then there's a little story about the chocolatier, which titles himself Master Chocolatier. And so I'm going to read the experience, and then we're going to experience this together with my tea and see how it pairs well with the Yogi Sweet Positive tea. So pairing these. Okay, so the experience of this chocolate. I dream, you dream, we all dream of ice cream. Crisp wafer cone, rainbow sprinkles, and chopped hazelnuts served a double scoop of deliciousness and a creamy milk chocolate. Sorry for my stuttering. Yeah, I don't read very well. Get ready to melt for sprinkle dreams. It makes every day Sunday fun. And then it says, at Chew-Wow, we say it's not a wow if it's not a Chew-Wow. We say if it's not a wow, it's not a Chew-Wow. Okay, so that's pretty pretentious of themselves. But we'll see if it's a wow or not. Like I said, I've already had this, but I mixed it with other chocolates that I ate last night. So I'm going to give like an actual review of this chocolate with my tea. And you can see the front, it has like, you know, an ice cream cone with, you know, over chocolate. Yeah, and hazelnuts and sprinkles all over. So, you know, to be honest, I like basic Hershey's chocolate, like just good, basic, nothing fancy. But I think my husband wanted to spoil me for my birthday. He originally told me this was a $40 chocolate bar. I got really upset because I think spending $40 on chocolate is excessive. And so he was just joking, and it was a joke. And he says it's actually about like $8 or $9, somewhere in that range. Don't quote me if I'm wrong. But it also says it has fair trade certified ingredients. So I don't really know what that means, but I think it's just meant to make me feel better for indulging in sprinkled covered chocolate. So let's give it a go. Yep, so it's good. It's very sweet. I can't say that the sprinkles really add any flavor, but maybe that's just because it is really sweet, that the chocolate just kind of overpowers any sugar maybe the sprinkles have. But it has a nice crunch inside. It has a nice crunch from the hazelnuts. It gives it, it's not too chunky, but it's like little chunks that give it a nice little crisp when you bite it. I'm gonna try again. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. So I'm gonna now drink some of my tea. Oh, and that's a nice pairing because like I mentioned before about this tea, how it kind of has like almost like a bitter citrusy, I don't know if I said bitter, but you know, like a citrusy feeling in the back of your throat, dry. It's really nice with the chocolate because it's very sweet, that this is almost like a palate cleanser with my tea. So very nice pairing. I'm happy about that. Yeah, so this bar has about 210 calories in it, and there's 2 servings per container. So for a full bar, you're looking at 420 calories. That doesn't really mean anything to me. I don't care. When I'm eating chocolate, it's usually because my mood is not very happy or positive, because I'm intaking a lot of sugar, so I could care less about the intake of calories, but anybody interested. But with my positive tea, you know, maybe I will start caring. Okay, so other reviews. So other birthday presents that I got from my husband, another one is this VTech. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, it's a VTech Kitty Secret Notebook. So this was interesting, and I was kind of confused as to why he got me this, but I do like writing stories, and I do like writing ideas down, and I am a very private person, which is surprising if I actually decided to upload this to YouTube, because now I'm not so private. But yeah, I usually don't, I don't have social media or anything like that. And so I am a private forward person. And so I think he saw this in the store, and it's really, really interesting because you can see some children there writing, their ideas in the book. And so what happens is that you can do a voice recording, so it recognizes your voice or not. There's also 10 built-in melodies while writing and drawing, I guess, to draw inspiration from while you're writing. Guess my number, so it's passcode protected. Oh, and it says, try to guess the number using hints to practice your addition and subtraction skills. Now, I don't know if my husband intended that maybe for me to get like a larger education for my math skills or not. I mean, I'm being honest. I mean, like I said, I don't read very well. I'm not very good book smart. So maybe he's hoping I get better at math. And it has a voice changer, which I think is cool. It says, apply funny voice effects to anything you say. So if I am writing stories and like about, monsters or elves or something, I could actually change my voice and play it back to see if I like how it sounds. to bring inspiration to my writing. So that's interesting. Volume setting, adjust the volume high or low. Okay, so I could do it at nighttime when everyone's sleeping in the house. Yeah, so I mean, I haven't opened it up yet. I did try to push the buttons just to see.
Enter your passcode.
Okay, it said enter my passcode. I didn't set one yet, but I think there's a way. Let's see.
Low volume. Voice changer.
Voice changer.
Let's play Silly Echo.
Silly Echo.
Hear a silly echo.
I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it says say anything if you want to hear a silly echo. Yeah, so it was just like kind of a robotic voice talking back to me. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm gonna have to play with this more to kind of get the scoop on it. I don't know how to turn this off. Okay, I'm just gonna put that away. So that was another gift from my husband. I look forward to using it and just seeing all the features. Another gift that I got was this photo from my daughter. Not photo, I'm sorry, a picture that she colored. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear in the background, but the journal is still talking to me. So I thought this was cool, so that, you know, for any inspiration, I guess, for my stories, or just if I wanted to be an animal, I thought this was pretty clever and cute. And so that was from my daughter. And then my son, just happy birthday, Mom. And he drew it on the paper. And then inside, he taped 2 pieces of gum to it. And it just says, happy birthday, Mom. Happy B-Day, Mom. Thank you for everything that you've done. And thanks for being the #1 mom. I hope you have a great B-Day. And so that was nice. And my son has a big case of gum. And he stapled, I don't know if you can see, but he stapled, there's actually staples in here through the gum. He stapled 2 pieces for me, which was nice because he knows when I eat gum, I don't like just one stick of gum in my mouth when I'm chewing. I enjoy 2. So, and then the last one, my father got me a Bob Ross game, Happy Little Accidents, and I actually played this last night and it was really fun because I like drawing, but you get to draw pictures and doodle. You get to doodle pictures, and then other people that you're playing with have to finish the drawing by like a selected thing on a card. So if like a volcano, a pizza, whatever the doodle was, whoever did the best. And then you can judge each other's drawings, which was interesting. Yeah, how people view drawings. So that's the Bob Ross one. So those are my birthday reviews. I won't typically be doing that many things to review, and it was all very quick. Most of the time I will be doing tea and probably estate sale finds and little gifts that I pick up for myself when someone dies, and I will probably doing little snacks here and there. But I smell this tea this entire time. It definitely has sat longer in the water, and it's, I smell it a lot. So through doing all of those gift reveals, I have a stronger tea now. So I'm going to take another sip and see what it's like. Oh, wow. So it's like a completely different tea, like same taste, but the flavoring is a lot heavier now sitting on my tongue. And it's a bit colder, but I like lukewarm water but I kind of like that. It's a hot day today, and I'm fine with lukewarm water, but it's very flavorful. I do give it that. It's nice if you let it sit for a while. All right. So I also mentioned I like books, so I figured I will read a little poem or sonnet. So this is Love Poems and Sonnets of William Shakespeare. Now, I am a terrible reader. I just want to disclose that. If you're looking for me to pronounce things correctly or flow the poem correctly or even pay attention and comprehend what is being read while I'm reading it, I'm really bad at that. I'm the type of person that has to read something like several times and not think about my laundry while doing it. So it's kind of difficult. So I'm hoping I can read this to you. And if you, whatever you think about it, just leave it in the comments, just to kind of see what you get from it, and maybe you can help me understand it. So I'm just gonna read this Love Poems and Sonnets of William Shakespeare. So it says, sweet rose, fair flower, untimely plucked, soon vaded, plucked in the bud and vaded in the spring. Bright orient pearl, alack, too timely shade. Fair creature, killed too soon by death's sharp sting. Like a green plum that hangs upon a tree and falls through wind before the fall should be. I weep for thee, and yet no cause I have, for why thou leftest me nothing in thy will. And yet thou leftest me more than I did crave, for why I craved nothing of thee still. Oh yes, dear friend, I pardon crave of thee, thy discontent thou didst bequeath me. Yeah, so initially when I just read this for the first time, I went through kind of like a roller coaster. I was a bit, when it came to, fair creature killed too soon by death's sharp sting, there's death talking, and then a green plum that hangs upon a tree. I guess that like symbolizes not being ripe, taken too soon, and falls through the wind before the fall should be. So left too soon. And then I weep for thee, and yet no cause I have. So he has no reason to cry about this person, for why thou leftest me nothing in thy will. So it takes a little bit of a turn. It's basically saying you died way too soon and sooner than you should have, and I'm crying about you, but I have no reason to cry over you because you didn't leave anything for me in your will. So it took a bit of a turn, but then it says, and yet thou leftest me more than I did crave. I'm not really sure what that means. Maybe you can help me. For why I crave nothing of thee still. For why I craved nothing of thee still. So he's basically being like, I'm not craving you, and you left me more than I did crave. Oh yes, dear friend. So I guess it's just a friend. I pardon crave of thee. Thy discontent thou didst bequeath to me. I'm not really sure how that all ended. It sounded like he was like kind of angry that he didn't get money for it. And then basically maybe the friend craved him more than he craved them. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Shakespeare. And one final thing. So on this tea that I'm going to have another sip of and see how strong it is. Still very good. These Yogi teas, so I enjoy them because on the back of them, it has like, I don't know if you can see, it has little sayings. So on the other side, it's the logo, and then on this side has little sayings or quotes. And so I'm going to leave you with this quote from this tea. Your potential self is infinite. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed my first episode and my birthday episode of Teabagging with Diane. And I will be looking for another tea and maybe some estate sale items from dead people that I've collected, and I can share those with you. Have a good day.